Sister wives Cristin Brown faces massive backlash for constantly comparing David Woolley and villain Kody's weddings amid red flags. Cristin Brown has annoyed some Sister Wives viewers by repeatedly comparing her new relationship with David Woolley to her past with Kody Brown. The Utah native was formerly a polygamous woman. She lived with Kody and his 3 wives, hoping that was what her faith demanded. Unfortunately, Cristin struggled to find inner happiness despite her sacrifices. She felt alone and depressed because of Kody's lack of interest in her. In November 2021, Cristin ended her polygamous relationship and resumed focusing on her happiness. She got into a relationship with David and married him within a year of meeting him. Many viewers have become annoyed by her behavior, feeling she is acting desperate to prove her new relationship is better. Recently, a Redditor at Evan Chum 4 Boys started a thread on Reddit, stating, "If I have to hear Cristin say, 'When I got married to Kody one more time I will lose my mind.'" Hundreds of fans upvoted the Reddit thread and expressed their agreement. A Redditor at Vindication 2562 commented, "It is so cringe to talk about that in front of your new man." At Just Sayin' 01 wrote, "It is so unhealthy to constantly compare your new relationship to your new one. Move on." It is reasonable for Cristin to compare her previous relationship with Kody to her current marriage to David. She endured nearly 30 years in that relationship, devoid of genuine love. Cristin never felt like a true wife to Kody, as he only had eyes for his 4th wife, Robin Brown. Now that Cristin is in a fulfilling relationship with David, she can finally share with Sister Wives viewers the experiences she missed out on by staying with the wrong man. Her story has the potential to inspire others in similar situations who are involved with narcissistic partners. While Cristin's relationship with David is displaying some red flags, it is understandable that she prefers it over her time with Kody. Cristin is enjoying her new marriage because David treats her like a queen, caring for her and giving her his undivided attention, something Kody never did in their 30 years together. As of December 2024, Cristin has only been married to David for a year, but it is completely logical for her to feel that it's a much better relationship than her 28-year polygamous marriage to Kody. Fans are justified in feeling irritated by Cristin constantly comparing her new marriage to her old one. However, it's difficult to blame her for making those comparisons, considering what she has been through. Cristin likely compares her relationship with David to her past with Kody because she's on TV. Perhaps producers ask her about it, prompting her to share her feelings during confessionals. While it may not be wise for Cristin to discuss her past relationship in front of David, she probably knows that her husband will understand that it's only for Sister Wives and not because she misses Kody. Cristin Brown, the once beaming wife of Kody Brown, had always prided herself on her authenticity and openness in her journey of self-discovery. But lately, her newfound relationship with David Woolley has drawn both admiration and criticism from fans and critics alike. While Cristin had every right to find happiness after years of painful marriage to Kody, the way she had been comparing her 2 weddings, one to Kody and now to David, had drawn massive backlash, even from her most loyal supporters. It started innocently enough. Cristin would post the occasional romantic photo with David, perhaps a soft embrace or a serene moment during a trip together. But something about the timing of her comparisons began to rub fans the wrong way. Her tendency to juxtapose David and Kody's weddings, both of which were monumental in their own rights, was the first thing that caused the storm to begin brewing. In one of Cristin's more recent posts, she shared a photo of herself and David from their trip to the mountains, both looking serene and relaxed. The caption read, "With David, I finally feel like I'm allowed to breathe. My wedding to him was a true reflection of the love and trust we've built. No games, no masks. Just us." At first glance, it seemed like a harmless reflection of Cristin's newfound joy, but what raised eyebrows was her continued comparisons to her wedding with Kody. The caption below this post implied that Kody's wedding to Cristin, full of religious undertones and a sense of obligation to their shared beliefs, had been tainted by a sense of duty and external pressures, while her second wedding to David symbolized pure, untainted love. "The difference between my wedding with Kody and my wedding with David couldn't be more clear," Cristin continued in the post. "With Kody, I felt as though I was fulfilling an obligation. It wasn't about me. It was about pleasing everyone but myself." Such statements quickly caught the attention of her followers, some of whom questioned whether it was appropriate for Cristin to continue highlighting the faults of her first marriage in such an open and public manner. While it was clear that Kody had failed to meet Cristin's emotional needs over the years, the fans who had watched her struggle during the course of Sister Wives began to wonder if Cristin was using her platform to revisit painful moments too frequently. Her social media became filled with posts and captions that continually pitted her experiences with Kody against her blossoming love story with David. In one post, Cristin smiled lovingly as she gazed at David, writing, "When we married, I felt like I had found someone who truly sees me. Someone who wants to grow together, not force me to fit into an old mold." Meanwhile, photos of her wedding to Kody were carefully curated to emphasize the ways in which their relationship had been emotionally strained. Her captions described her previous union as being out of sync and manipulated by fear. Some followers were genuinely thrilled to see Cristin so happy with David. After all, the woman had suffered enough in her marriage to Kody. But her constant commentary on the better qualities of her relationship with David, compared to her time with Kody, seemed to inadvertently highlight the flaws in her past marriage. Many fans felt it was unfair to drag Kody through the mud again, especially considering the complicated family dynamics that were at play. In response to the backlash, some critics pointed out that Cristin's behavior seemed hypocritical, questioning whether she had truly moved on from her tumultuous marriage to Kody or if her relationship with David was an attempt to make Kody appear as the villain in her life story. After all, the divorce between Kody and Cristin had been a messy and emotional process, with both sides facing public scrutiny. Fans speculated that Cristin might have been leveraging her newfound love for David as a way to make her painful divorce with Kody seem even more unjust, creating a narrative that cast her former husband in a negative light. "You can't have it both ways," one fan commented under Cristin's latest post. "You're either moving on or you're constantly living in the past. We've all seen Kody's shortcomings, but your fixation on comparing him to David is getting tiring." Cristin's relationship with David, while filled with tenderness and warmth, began to feel more like a calculated effort to showcase what she believed was a perfect love. While there was no denying the chemistry between them, some fans felt that Cristin's public outpouring of happiness, in comparison to her past, was starting to have an unintended effect on her image. Many followers noted that it was one thing to appreciate the good things about her current relationship, but entirely another to continue tearing down her former marriage in such a pointed and public way. In recent weeks, this pattern had escalated into full-blown drama on social media. Cristin was tagged in a viral post by a critic who pointed out the red flags in her behavior, accusing her of using David to bolster her public narrative. The post read, "Cristin, we're happy you found someone who treats you well, but let's not forget that constantly comparing him to Kody isn't a fair reflection of either relationship. It's time to let go of the past and focus on the future. Otherwise, it risks becoming a repetitive storyline." The backlash was immediate. The fan who posted the message had a substantial following, and soon many people were rallying behind the idea that Cristin's constant comparisons were becoming unhealthy. Instead of celebrating David for who he was, it seemed Cristin was still caught in the web of her past marriage, unable to fully leave the shadows of her history with Kody behind. Cristin, ever the fighter, responded to the criticism in a candid Instagram story. "I've spent years in an environment where my needs were often ignored, and I don't want to pretend that I'm not still healing. But I also don't want to shy away from the truth. Yes, there were beautiful moments in my marriage with Kody, but there were also so many times I felt unheard and unseen. I refuse to hide that part of my story." While many supported Cristin's decision to speak her truth, others still felt that her relentless comparisons were beginning to erode her credibility. Kody, for his part, had been relatively quiet about Cristin's posts, likely understanding that stirring the pot would only draw more attention to the rift between them.